What, you got a problem? I'm not you who's grumpy all the time. This just goes to prove how unique I am. Whatever. But something is bothering me. What is it? Hush up, sentience. Don't you look the same? But you said. Sila, destroying the body and not changing are different things. Secondly, I must correct you. The body you gave me has never belonged to me. You're a herdsher born from the Sea of Quanta, while my power is a projection of the cocoon of finality. Leaving our preferences aside, we're opposed by nature. In other words, your gift was great, but was sent to the wrong person. So if Kiana molds your body one day, you accept it smilingly. It'd be a liability anyway. Besides, I can mold that thing myself. Do you still remember? Prof Rock said she's essentially energy, so she needs to attach to matter to connect to us. But me, I can freely shift between matter and energy. The body is but one of million matters. I can show you 72 transformations if I want. I maintain this human form in front of you only because it's convenient. And expressive too. Looking at it this way, you're actually more impressive than Divine Keys. Why are you burning that? You know what? What you said deserves to be acknowledged, personally and realistically. You've grown over the course of this adventure. I don't even know if I can come back without your help. So yeah, thanks a lot. Actually, I didn't fight in the last battle. It was Sila. Yeah, right. Didn't Sila already told me what happened? Or did the raindrops of creation drill through the boundary of double universe and land on my head? List the efforts of others to deny your own. This trick doesn't work on me. Just be honest and accept my compliments. I seriously suggest a certain someone to not read out their minds. And I suggest a certain someone to stop beating around the bush so I don't have to spend my time being an agony aunt. You what? I think you better find some time to handwrite, I'm worth it, I'm the best, and I'm number one 1,000 times. Whenever you're out of words, we can continue talking on our way. We need to confirm the status of Kira-sampe and Ko ASAP, and we don't know how the residents of the Iron Sand are doing after the rules are gone. Okay, great. Our sage has to say, I've been lying around for too long, so I could use a walk with you. She walked past the two towards the town ahead with bouncy steps. She's in a good mood. The bad guys was defeated and we can go home. Yeah, but somehow I feel she's happy for something else. Such as, the first person that her friend checked on is her. Who knows? I can't read minds. Fame was once colorless and lonely, but now a bright thought was rising like the sun. Her dream would grow colorful as the boat sailed. The other side of the sea would be lined up with friends that welcomed her home. Everything was as what the other Sila said earlier. This must be a good start. This must be a start from countless good starts. A lot of wisps are in human form now. Could it be the rain you caused? Let's go and ask. Why don't you believe me? I can go there one more time and prove it's real. Fine, you can come back safely. I'll consider your proposal. Excuse me, may I ask a few questions? Sure. Am I seeing things? Why do I see Miss Sela, Santi, and another Miss Sela? This is a long story, but you can think of me as her twin. As for my name, we're both Sela. I see, but you just came in time. Jin and I need a witness. Witness? Here's the thing, I wanted to see Mira in the city, but halfway there I saw a flash of white light. I can't remember what happened afterwards. I think I fainted, but when the sound of rain woke me, I found myself in the border where the moonlight can reach. I kept floating forward panically, scared that I disappeared before finding a moon rock. When I got back to town, Mira and some others have already become this. And so have I. I don't believe what Jin said, so he volunteered to show me. Wait up, aren't you two lovers? What's the reason? If Jin really disappeared, would that make you happy? We aren't. If you say so, since you don't care, we might as well prove it now. Jin, you there? Yeah, I'm coming. Wait, Santi-sama, for safety's sake, could you bring a moon rock along for him? You don't have to ask. Off we go. The moment she finished speaking, she set out with Jin. She's so active. One of her few strengths, I'm afraid. Anyway, we have our own thing to figure out. Mira, Jin said some residents had taken human form. Is this real? It's real, but not entirely. Please come with me, and you'll see. Mira told the residents gathered there why they came. Our experiences are quite similar. We fainted at around the same time and heard the rain when we were about to wake up. When we finally woke up, we remembered what we had forgotten, and our body has changed drastically. We've all changed, but the degree of change varies from person to person. Such as how concrete your bodies are? Yeah, take me for example. I might not look it, but I can batch moon rocks a little. I have a feeling, maybe in just 2 or 3 days, I'll have a corporeal body. It might take a week for me. I have a human form, but can't touch physical objects yet. Speaking of which, Kei, who's new here, doesn't even have a human form. He's still a wisp. Maybe it's because he's quite old. He lived 80 years and died of old age. He must have many memories of his previous lives, so he's taking human form slower than us. Us, who died early, died of old age. That makes me envious. The girls felt a lump in her throat. Without doubt, the young people talking to her right now, including people she met earlier, were mostly based on residents of the holy city that died before their time. Yes, based on. They weren't the deceased themselves. The Herrscher of Rebirth, Sa, and even the finality had no right to reverse absolute death. Strictly speaking, they were only the projections of the other world, similar to digital lives that Vita mentioned and even Vita herself. Perhaps it was because they were similar to human in their speech and thought. She had unconsciously been viewing these non-humans as humans that she often forgot their origin. But even though they had assumed a form and inherited a persona, they still embraced the world that the living avoided and the dead couldn't utter: death. Therefore, they craved a new life all the more. Across the entire country of Iron Sand, how many people like him were there? Why isn't anyone talking? Nothing, just thinking about something. I did too. But I have some idea on the change that occurred to them. For instance, Mr. K, whom Mira mentioned, when we first arrived at the Holy City, we ran into his funeral. At that point in time, Sao's rule was still in effect, which is why he could appear here. Do you want to meet Mr. K? I can take you to him if you want. Yes, thank you. Hello, Mr. K. They're the friends of Samsara. They want to ask you something, and are wondering if you have the time. Of course, ask me anything. Mr. K, did you suddenly faint and woke up not long ago? Yes, but I'm not as spirited as the others when I woke up. Now I know better when I will die. It could be after a month, on the day I get a body. But everyone says this is the first step led by the great sage toward a new life. Yet for you, it's the opposite. This isn't fair. I'm not alone. My elderly neighbors, Carl and Rose, have the same premonition. How can this be? Mira, I know what you're thinking. You're young, so it's sensible for the sage to mend your broken path. Stretching the old's finished path? Not so much. I'm sorry, after eliminating the rule, the projection will return to their original state, which is having aged to the same degree as their bases. Through observing with my authority, they'll live longer than 1 or 2 months. They haven't become younger than they were alive. What do you plan to do next? Definitely not lying on bed and crying all day. Oh, I can't shed tears like this, can I? I'll stop telling bad jokes. I'll probably look around the country of Iron Sand, chat and bathe in the moonlight with those I meet. I'm too old to develop any real hobbies besides talking. That's it. I thought you'd do something different. If you need my help, let me know. That won't be necessary, my good child. When morning glory first blooms, the funeral trumpet blows. Now, I've never seen any morning glories in my whole life, and the girl told me that. But the different things you talked about, Mira, I've tried to do them all when I was a lad. If you're only anxious about it when you know you're dying, your last days would be full of regrets. And the last days should be saved for Kei himself. I don't want those who love me to see me pass away again. Aren't you afraid? Even though she had experienced death, the young wisp still didn't have the courage to say it. Of course I am. Who isn't? It's like the last exam of life that everyone has to take. No matter how hard you study for it, you can't see results. Speaking of which, this is my second time taking the exam. Then why are you still smiling? The wisp named Cain dimmed for a moment, but it soon regained its brightness. It might not take long for Kei to join the void, but maybe someday a boy will pass by my grave and put the dewy morning glory he just picked on my grave. Of course, that's not me. But isn't that me? The blue flame was warm and soft, just like the first light that newborn babies see. I devote my lonely self to the gods. Only my sacred heart can guide all spirits. With the punitive scythe, I slay all evil. For my just judgment, I am given this virtuous name. Wicked creatures may tarnish the borders. Pray sincerely, and peace will return. Middle section of the poem is illegible due to being beaten by the weather. The sky also weeps and is never heard again. This tomb is built to serve as shackles, but I protect the children of human as I pity them. I finally made it here. Everything's just as I expected. Now they can't call me delusional. The people in the holy city are so used to a stable and mediocre life that they never think. All taboos were invented for a reason. Why was the border city abandoned and given the scary name Ominous Land to keep folks away? It used to be a lively town. Just look at the buildings that haven't been damaged by salt frost. I suspect that the answer is hidden in those mysterious ruins. By whom, when, and how were the ruins built? This discovery needs to be made. It can only be made by me. Others lack the adventure spirit or courage. Young Kenny wanted to come with me. His family held this inquisitive lad back. Now I finally enter this ruin, and everything inside is truly astonishing. There's no doubt that the builders of this place, our predecessors, possess wisdom and technology far beyond our imagination. Of course, I have to be extremely careful around those horrible traps. And there's one more thing that creeps me out. Sometimes I feel I'm not alone. What's the matter? Do you still want to chat with me? Who doesn't like chatting with witty people? You children. I've been going on and on, but just remember a loose end I didn't tie up when I was alive. What is it? It's the girl I mentioned. On our last meeting, she gave me flower tea and asked me to tell her how it tasted. I drank the tea, but didn't get to tell her that it tasted wonderful. That girl, does she have shoulders hair, look around our age, or a little older? Yes, her name's Vita. Look at my poor memory. How could I have forgotten her name? At least she doesn't know this, or she'll be sad. She? Sad? You don't know her. She smiles all day long. She's more sensitive than anyone else. I merely mentioned the flowers in the border village were growing well, and the next day she went there to pick flowers. Do you know her? She has left the holy city. Sounds like something she'd do. Loves the people and things of a place, but longs for new opportunities and broader horizons, and is willing to give up a stable life for it. If that's her wish, then I'm with her. After all, I had the same dream when I was alive. It's okay. Your words, we'll pass them on to Vita if we have the chance. I owe you big time. Sila, Mira, let's go over what we know so far. Okay. Sila, are you really going to disclose both things? No, both things are better kept from civilians, including the residents of the holy city. The whole truth is too heavy for them. Then we'll do as you say. The girl took a deep breath and told Mira a fabricated truth. First of all, the white light and the sun of rain that everyone mentioned. From my perspective, that's the first step of being guided to a new life by the sage. After you wake up, you will remember what hasn't been remembered yet and what has been forgotten in a very short time. At the same time, the young souls will steadily gain a body and welcome a new life, while the old souls will start aging the moment they gain a body and ultimately return to death. In other words, the sage's guidance is more like a present for the young souls and a requiem for the old souls. I understand this will happen to all of us sooner or later. The sage is just trying to bridge the gap. There probably won't be a second country of Ironstein after this, though. Yeah, there won't. The girl closed her eyes, her feelings mixed. They did dispel the gloom that had enshrouded the two worlds for so long. But be it present or requiem, it didn't come at the right time for them. Sila, are you alright?
没事吧？
I'm fine. Let's go
没
on.
事，我们继续吧。
She forced a smile at Mira. And
然后，
yes, what Jin and the
对，
Hersha of
是
Sentience are
吉恩和石之
validating.
律者正在验证的事情。
I'm
我
thinking
想，
that if you can
如果你
survive
们能
without
在不需要
moonlight,
月光的
then
情
it's
况下
highly
生
likely
存，
that
那
you
前
can
往
go
生
to
者
the
世
world of
界
the living.
就极有可能成为现实。
Really?
真的吗？
It's
是
real.
真的。
A humanoid wisp suddenly drifted between them. Mira,
米拉，
this is
这是真
real.
的。
Santi
小石
Sana
大人已
just
经带我
proved
证实了
it.
这一点。
Then where
呢？
is she? She's arguing with
他
the
在断塔
newcomer
前
in front
正
of
和
the
一位
broken
新来的居
tower.
民争执呢。
A
新来的
newcomer?
居民，
Sila, this isn't right.
这不对吧？
After
脱
getting
离
out
梭
of
的掌
Stat's
控，
control,
也
the
许圣
living
城的
of the
生
South
者
Snow
已
can
经不可
create
能凭借
wisps
祷
based
告
on their
创
loved
造以天
ones
堂为原
by
型的鬼
praying
火了。
anymore. Yeah, this is
这确实
strange.
很奇怪。
Jean, I'll leave
这
this
里就
place
先交
to
给
you
你
and
和米拉
Mira.
了，
We'll
我
go
们去
check
看
on
看情
her.
况。
Sure, leave it to
没问题。
me.